So here is a brand that is not new per se, but their fragrances just became available on Luckyscent.com. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, but the perfumer and the owner of the brand, his name is Darius, and this is called Maison De Darius. And here are 4 fragrances. I'm going to give you an overview of these fragrances. 3 of them are available at Luckyscent. The last one is not. I think it was a bespoke scent, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. And I'm also going to tell you about a 4th one that was made in collaboration with my good friend Chris Kretis from his channel Casual Fragrances. I'm excited to give you an overview of Maison De Darius, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's video and I tell you about 5 different fragrances by Maison De Darius, and I tell you about the notes, the smell, comparisons, performance, so on and so forth, I want to start things off by mentioning that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. Now, of course, Darius is the perfumer. He's also the founder, the owner of the company. He is a one-man show, basically. And here there are 3 fragrances. You have Eunoia, Naag Nool, which is a Somali term that means woman alive. Here you have Notorieta, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Louisiana Zen. The 5th fragrance we're going to be talking about is called Mint Island. So let's go ahead and start things off by going over the line. It's a new indie house, and of course Luckyscent does carry a lot of independent brands, which is great. So the first one is called, I just want to make sure I'm grabbing the correct one, yes, Eunoia. Now this fragrance is a jasmine based fragrance. So it's jasmine-y, it's a little on the sweet side as well. There's a touch of caramel and vanilla, and those sweet ingredients, it does take some time for them to come out. And that's what I've noticed when I've applied it to skin. By the way, this one is going to get you in the vein of 7 to 8 hours longevity. The jasmine is really nice. It's not an indolic jasmine, so it's not musky or animalic per se. There's a creamy smoothness lingering underneath, but it's a really nice balance of the jasmine and the caramel. And there's not enough in here to constitute it as a gourmand or anything like that. It truly is a floral fragrance, and a soliflor at that, which is quite different from the second fragrance, which is a little bit more feminine leaning. But this has a really nice clean jasmine. It's a clean jasmine interpretation with vanilla and caramel, and for the most part that's what you're going to get. Perhaps a little bit of sandalwood in the base, but nothing crazy. The second one, Naag Nool, it is a Somali term that means a living woman, or the literal translation I believe is woman alive. And this fragrance is a little bit more on the floral side of things. So you're also going to get jasmine in this, but you get rose as well. And the rose is in there, but it's a nice balance. You know, it's hard to tell if it's more rose, if it's more jasmine. I believe there might even be a touch of violet in here as well. So it's actually a blend of a few different floral ingredients. And right off the top, I knew right away that this was going to be much more floral than the initial fragrance that I spoke about, Eunoia. So Naag Nool is very beautiful. It's youthful. It kind of has like the serene quality about it, but it also conveys a sense of innocence too. You know, it doesn't come across as authoritative or demanding in any way. It's a very gentle composition, and I really like that. This one also has a touch of vanilla in the base, and there's some sweet spice in here too. So this one is a really nice fragrance. I would be very satisfied if my wife decided to start wearing that one. The third fragrance that we're going to talk about here is called Notorieta. Oh, and this fragrance has a lot more vanilla. A lot more vanilla. There's also a touch of oud in here as well. So it has a darker side, and you can sense that, you know, the vanilla that was lingering underneath in Eunoia has been amplified in Notorieta. So this is a much sweeter fragrance. This is one that could kind of be gourmand until you smell Louisiana Zen, and then you're like, okay, so this is not really a gourmand. It has the potential to be a lot sweeter. But I like how that ambery component is brought out through the use of possibly some resins. And so I don't know if, he's using any sort of benzoin or any other resins that kind of create this ambery personality, but I'm not getting pure vanilla. I think there's a few other ingredients contributing to that sweetness. Also, maybe a little bit of that caramel note or accord that Darius has used in some of the other fragrances as well. But this is really nice if you're looking for a gentle, smooth, and creamy vanilla with a very accessible, very easy to wear oud. This one is not animalic in any way. Oud has the potential of being animalic depending on the country of origin, the concentration of it, and other things, level of maceration, so on and so forth. But this one is very easygoing. And the last one on this table, but not the last one I'll be speaking about, is called Louisiana Zen. And this was a bespoke fragrance that was made for a member in the community. And this fragrance has a lot of almond and cherry. This is awesome. Almond, cherry, gourmand, also has a little bit of like a toffee vibe to it too. And there's something about this particular aroma chemical that I personally love. And the same ingredient that gives off an almond smell also gives off a cherry smell. I don't know if, the perfumer Darius will validate that or not, but this is a beautiful gourmand fragrance. And I had done a first impression privately for someone a while ago, and I remember really liking this off of the initial spray. So this one, again, up in that same wheelhouse in terms of performance. All of these are going to get you in the vein of 7 to 8 hours. This one opens up a bit louder, but it does taper off after about hours 3 or 4. So I want to say the projection for Louisiana Zen is probably a little bit stronger, but it kind of tapers off into a moderate sillage after about 3 or 4 hours. The last one that I want to talk about is called Mint Island, and I actually did a video on that, so I'm going to leave a card to that up here if you're interested in checking it out. That was done in collaboration with Chris Kretis, who has his own channel called Casual Fragrances. Now that fragrance, from what I remember, has a lot of sandalwood, yuzu, and mint. As if the name Mint Island didn't give it away. And it's a really bright mint ingredient. It really opens up the nasal passages. And I know after speaking to my friend Chris at length, he shared as much with me that it took a while to find the right version, right? Because he had to, try a few mods before he settled on the one that he really liked. And that was a fragrance that is a mint overdose. So if you like the note of mint, I think so far he's released 2 batches of it. I don't know if he's planning on making another one, but I am hoping that this line overview helped you as a consumer, as somebody potentially looking to either sample or purchase one of these fragrances. I know that there is a functionality on Luckyscent.com that allows you to sample fragrances before you buy them. The only thing I don't like is that they come in the little dabbers as opposed to the spray bottles, unless they've changed that. To my knowledge, they haven't. But again, it still gives you a chance to sample the fragrances, so you don't have to worry about, paying X amount of money on something that you might not like down the road or doesn't work well with your skin chemistry. I think all of these are fairly easy to wear, very mass appealing, no rough edges. None of them are overly musky or animalic or challenging or anything like that. So solid line, Darius. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about these fragrances by creating them, and just thank you for your contributions to the industry. It really means a lot. And thank you at home for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this overview of 5 fragrances by Maison De Darius. We have Eunoia, Naag Nool, Notorieta, Louisiana Zen, and Mint Island. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload videos to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.